Oh, hello. Okay. Hope you can hear me now. All right. I think the audio is now on. Okay. Let me see if you can hear me. I want you to. Okay. Okay. It seems we can now hear. That should be a technical problem. All right. So, okay. So that's the technical problem. So, hope you can hear now. So I want you to try this now, and let's see what you are going to have for the answer. What are you going to have? Try this. Simplify this. 2 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x plus 1. And then let's quickly try this one and let's see what we have. And don't forget, while you are doing that, if you have anyone that is not yet on the platform, now kindly reach out to them, send the link to them, and also don't forget to always give a thumb to the class. All right, so now let's quickly do that. So before we move to the next thing. Okay, so I want to believe we are trying that. So let me have your answer in the comment section. Let me see what you have for this problem here. You have to simplify 2 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x minus 1. So what do you have? Okay. All right. Is anybody dropping? Okay, I can see Obasan dropping an answer. 5x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, so is anybody? Okay, I can see Suraja. All right, so you have 5x plus 1 divided by x minus 1, x plus 1. All right, now let's quickly do this together. And let's see what we have. Here we have 2 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x minus 1. So how do you solve this problem? Now, the first thing is to find the LCM of the denominators. All right, so the LCM of the denominators now is going to be x plus 1 times x minus 1. All right, so now x plus 1 goes in this, so we are left with this, x minus 1. So you have 2 times x minus 1 plus, now this goes here, so you are left with this, so you have 3 times x plus 1. Okay, so now, and this gives you, now open the bracket, you have 2x minus 2, now open the bracket here, plus 3x plus 3 over. Now see what we are going to do here. Now this one looks like 1 over identity, difference of 2 squares. So this is going to give us x squared minus 1 squared, because this is the same thing as this. All right. So now let's tidy it up. So we have add this and this together. You have 5x. Now let's look at it. This minus 2 plus 3. So you have plus 1 over x squared minus 1. So this is going to be the answer to the problem. So those of you that got the answer, all right, so you can give yourself a round of applause. That's very good of you. So that means you are learning very fast. Okay, so now we want to look at another question under quadratic equation. So now let's see, how do we solve this problem? So you are given 1 over e plus 2 plus 1 over e plus 3 equals to 7 over 13. So how do you solve this problem? Now the first thing is to look at the left hand side. You find the LCM of the denominators. So the LCM of the denominators is going to be e plus 2 times e plus 3. Okay, so now e plus 2 goes in what we have here. So you'll be left with e plus 3. So you use that to multiply 1. You have e plus 3. Okay, now plus e plus 3 goes here. Cancel this one. We are left with this. That's e plus 2 times 1. We have e plus 2. All right, so that gives you 7 over 13. All right, so now the next thing is to tidy up the numerator here. So when you tidy it up, so you have 2e plus 5 over e plus 2 over e plus 3 equals to 7 over 13. Now before we leave here, we can expand what we have here. All right, don't forget, if you want to expand, you pick the first term here, put it beside here, so it's going to multiply this value we have in the bracket, the values we have in the bracket. Now you pick the second one, it will multiply all what we have in the bracket. So now the denominator here can be written in this form. We have e, now we have e plus 3 plus 2 times e plus 3. Hope you get that. So this multiplies this. We have this. Now this second one multiplies what we have here. So that is what we have. So now let us open the brackets. Now let's open the brackets. So now we have 2e plus 5 over. Now let's open the bracket here. So we have e times e, that is e squared, plus e times 3, that is plus 3e. Now here you have 2 times e, you have plus 2e. Okay, 2 times 3, that is plus 6. Now equals to 7 over 13. All right, hope you get that. So now here you now have 2e plus 5 over now e squared plus, now let's add this and this together. That's going to be 5e. That's 5e plus 6. That gives you 7 over 13. All right, hope you get that. So what is the next thing to do? The next thing to do is to cross multiply. So we cross multiply, you have 7 times e squared plus 5e plus 6 equals to what? That's 13 times 2e plus 5. All right, now let's multiply now. You open the bracket. So 7 times e squared, so we have 7e squared. Okay, so 7 times 5e, we have plus 35e. Okay, now 7 times 6, you have what? 42. Now So now I have 13 times 2e. That gives you what? 26e. And what is 5 times 13? So 5 times 3, that gives you what? 5. Right? Remember 1. 5 times 1, 5 plus 1, that's 6. Hope you get that. That's 65. Okay. So now we move everything here. So don't forget, once these numbers crosses this inequality, the sign changes. All right. So we have 7e squared plus 35e now minus 26e. Okay. Plus 42 minus 64 equals to 0. Okay, so now you have 7e squared. Now let's subtract this from this. That is going to give you what? That's plus 9e. All right, so now let's look at this and this now. So when we subtract, what do you have? So you have what? That is minus 12. I hope so. Yes, that is minus 12. Okay, or minus 22. So that's what we have. We have minus 22. Okay, so now the next thing now is to use completing the square. We want to use completing the square method to solve this quadratic equation. All right, so how do you do that? Now, the first thing is, let's move this one to this place again. So we have 7e squared plus 9e equals to 22. So the next thing is to divide through by the coefficient of e squared. So we divide by the coefficient of e squared. So now let's do that and see what we have. Okay, so that is 7. We divide through by 7. So we have, when you divide this, we divide this by 7, this by 7, this by 7. So let's see. 7 we cancel 7. So we have e squared plus 9 over 7e equals to 22 over 7. So that's what we have. All right. So what's the next thing to do? Now the next thing to do here is to add to both sides what will make this to be a perfect square. And that is the square of half of coefficient of e. So the square of half of this, half of 9 over 7 is this. So you just multiply the denominator by 2 and square it. So this is what you are adding to both sides. So you had 9 over 14 squared to both sides. So now can we do that now? So you have e squared plus 9 over 7e plus 9 over 14 squared equals to 22 over 7 plus 9 over 14 squared. Okay? All right, so now let's see what do we have from here. Now the next thing, since this is what we are going to add to this side to make it to be a perfect square, so you just pick the base here. So you have so we have e plus 9 over 14 raised to the power of 2 equals to 22 over 7 plus 9 over 4, or let's say 81 over 14 squared. Right, let's have it that way. Okay, so now what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do now is to find the square root of both sides. So you have 8 plus e plus 9 over 4 equals to the square root of 22 over 7 plus and this is supposed to be 81, sorry, or let's still write it as 9 square. Okay, so we have 9 over 14 square. Okay, so plus or minus, because when you are finding square root of a number, you have plus or minus. So now let's move this one to this side. We have E equals to minus 9 over 14. You know, this one is coming to this side now. We have plus or minus square root of 22 over 7 plus 9 over 14 square. Okay. All right. So now, what are we going to do now? Let's see. Minus 9 over 14 squared. So let's see what are we going to have. Now, can you evaluate this in your calculator and let's see what we have? Okay, is anybody doing that for us? Anyone doing that for us? Okay, let's quickly evaluate that, making use of our calculator. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, I'm trying to do it here as well, so we see what we have. What do we have as, okay, thanks. Okay, okay, let me wait for your answer. Yes. Okay, what we have in the square root, what do you have? Okay, I can see somebody dropping an answer. That's 0.46425. Okay, now let's, oh, okay, so it seems it's just only one person that is giving us an answer. Now let's see. Okay, so now to do this, okay, let's do it step by step instead of finding the square root direct. So we can have it as 22 over 7 plus 81 over 196. Let's do it that way. Okay, so we do it that way. So we have minus 9 over 14 plus or minus square root of, now can we find the LCM of this now? So let's say we find the LCM, that is 196. So now 7 goes in 196. What do you have? That's 28. Okay, so 28 times 22. So what do you have? Okay, so you have 616. Okay, so plus, so 196 goes in 196, that's 1. So plus 81. Okay, so this gives us minus 9 over 14 plus or minus square root of, now let's add the numerator together. So 616 plus 81 plus 81, that is 697. Okay, so over, now square root of this is 14. All right, so you can write it that way. So you now have your answer as a minus 9 plus or minus, now square root of 697. So what do you have? So you have 26.40. So 26.40. Okay, okay, over 14. All right, hope we are flowing. So you have minus 9 plus 26.4 over 14, or minus 9 minus 26.4 over 14. So now don't forget, we are looking for the value of E. So don't forget. So now let us do that. So when you subtract 9 from this, what do you have? You have 17.4 over 14, okay, or E equals to minus 35.4 over 14. So what's going to be the value of E? So you divide this by 14. So what do you have? 17 point, okay, divided by 14. All right. I want you to do that and let me see your answer before I write it on the board. So what is going to be your answer? Because it should be a joint work, right? Yes. Is anybody dropping the answer for me? Okay, so you are supposed to have your calculator with you. You punch the calculator. Let's do it together. All right. So now if you do it correctly, you are supposed to have 1.2439, or E equals to this 35.4 divided by 14. So you have, so that's going to give you 2.52885. Okay, so don't forget, the question asks you to correct to three significant figure. That means E will be equal to, now just count three significant digits. 1, 2, 3. So this is what you are writing. But before you write it out, you check the next digit. Is it up to 5? If it's up to 5, you add it to the next one. So that means E equals to 1.24, or E equals to, now count three digits, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now this is what I'm writing, but you can see the next one is up to 5. So you approximate it to 1, so you add it to this. So you have minus 2.53. So these are the answers to that problem, right? So I want to believe, okay, I can see some of us have dropped the answer. That's good. That's very good. Okay, so now we are moving on to another question here. So if you are just joining and you have not given a thumb to this class, kindly do that now. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Share it with a platform where people that can benefit from the class have. Right? Okay, so now let's look at the next question I have here. Now one root of x squared plus 16x plus t equals to 0 is three times the order. Find the roots. Find the roots, and hence the value of t. Okay, so that's the next question under quadratic equation. Now, 1 root of x squared plus 16x plus t equals to 0 is 3 times the order. Right now, you have to find the roots and hence the value of t. Now, you see, whenever you solve quadratic equation, you are expected to have 2 answers. If you solve cubic equation, you have three answers. If you solve linear equation, you just have 1. Example of linear is something of this form. Plus 1 equals to 8. Now, when you solve this one, you will have only 1 answer, and that answer is 7. All right. So now this type of question, you are expected to have 2 roots, 2 answers. And the question says that one of the roots is 3 times the order. All right. So that means that if the first root is a, so that implies that what the second is what 3a. You get that now? So if the first is a, the second is going to be 3a. So now let us get the quadratic equation which roots one of the roots is 3 times the order. So now let's get that quadratic equation. So we start by saying x equals to a or x equals to 3a. Okay, so these are the roots. X is a or x equals to 3a. So now let's bring this one here. So we have x minus a equals to 0 or x minus 3a equals to 0. And then you pick this and this. Side by side, we have x minus a times x minus 3a equals to 0. Okay, so now we expand this. Now let's expand this. Now, x times x. So write it this way, x times x minus 3a. Now you pick the second term, minus a times x minus 3a equals to 0. So now you can open the brackets now. So we have x times x, we have x squared. Now x times minus 3a, you have minus 3ax. All right, so you now have minus a times x. That gives you minus ax. So minus a times minus 3a. That's plus 3a squared. Everything equals to 0. All right, so now let's tidy up what we have here. So we have x squared minus 4ax. This minus 3ax, 1ax, it gives us minus 4ax plus 3a squared equals to 0. All right, so this is the quadratic equation which one root is 3 times the order. All right, so and we are also given that this quadratic is also such that one root is 3 times the other. Now the implication of that is this quadratic and this are the same. Okay, so we can compare, can make comparison. So you can see the coefficient of x squared here is 1 and here is also 1. Now the coefficient of x here is 16. So that means what we have here too must also be 16. So we have minus 4a equals to 16. So we just compare the coefficients. And what we have here that is independent of x, it should also be equal to this. We have t equals to 3a squared. Okay, hope you get that now. So now I can divide both sides by minus 4. I have a equals to 16 over minus 4. So a equals to minus 4. That is the value of a. So now, but the question wants us to get the 2 roots. So if a is minus 4, that's the first root. So what's going to be the second root? So second root is equals to what? Minus 4 times 3, and that gives you minus 12. First root, this is the first root. They have said that a is the first root, so this is going to be the second root. All right, so the question now says hence find the value of t. T is 3a squared. So we have t equals to 3. A is minus 4. Minus 4 squared. That's going to be 3 times 16. And that gives you what? 48. So that is the answer to that problem. All right. So how do we award the marks? All right. So for having this, generating this here, we have M1. Provided an information has been given here that A is the first root and then the second root is going to be 3A according to what the question says. Okay, so we have method mark 1 for that. Okay, for getting this quadratic equation, we have B1. And for making comparison, now we have M1, M1 for that. Okay, so now for getting A, we have A1. For getting B, we have A1. And for getting the value of T, we have A1. So how many marks altogether? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So we have 7 marks all together. So that's how to solve that problem. All right. So if you are watching and you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe. Make sure you click on the subscription button and also give a like to the video, and always remember to invite someone. All right, now let's look at another question here. Another question here. So this question is under quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. I'm going to write out the question. I'll give you 2 minutes to quickly solve the problem. So after that, we do the question together. So use quadratic formula to solve 2p squared equals to 3 minus 5p. Okay, so and correct to 3sf and correct to 3sf. Okay, can we quickly do this one in 2 minutes? So after that, we solve it together. So you have to use quadratic formula to solve this, and you correct your answer to the nearest 3sf. So now let's quickly do this. Once you get your answer, you drop in the comment section. Okay, so I'll be waiting for your answer now. Okay, we have like a minute now. Now let's do this in a minute, within a minute. Okay, nobody's dropping an answer. Wow. Okay, so it seems we are going to do it together now. All right, so we have to make use of quadratic formula. So we have 2p squared equals to 3 minus 5p. So let's rearrange. We have 2p squared plus 5p minus 3 equals to 0. Now you compare this one with ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So a is 2, b is plus 5, and c is minus 3. So we are substituting that into the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything all over 2a. So that is what we are doing now. Okay, let's plug in these values and see what we have. Okay, so now we have x to be equals to minus b. b is 5, so we have minus 5 plus or minus square root of, now we have 5 squared minus 4 times a is 2 and b is what? C rather is minus 3. Everything all over 2a. So that's 2 times, what is a? A is 2. So we have x equals to minus 5 plus or minus square root of, when you square this, what do you have? You have 25. Now, minus, we multiply minus 6, so this turns to plus. Okay? So 4 times 2, 8. And 8 times 3, that is 24. Okay, everything all over 4 now. We have x equals to minus 5 plus or minus square root of 49. When you add this and this together, okay, you have over 4. So we have x equals to minus 5 plus or minus 7 over 4. Okay, so now you now have x equals to minus 5 plus 7 over 4, or x equals to minus 5 minus 7 over 4. Okay, so we have x equals to, now this and this gives you 2, Abby. Okay, so we have 2 over 4 or minus 12 over 4. All right, so when you divide that, what do you have? You have your x to be equals to 1 over 2, or now that's minus 3. Okay, so x is the same thing as 0.5 or minus 3. But the question asks you to express your answer correct to 3SF. So now to put this in 3SF, x will be 0.500, because we start counting from here, 1, 2, 3, or minus 3.00. So this is going to be the answer to that problem. So this is 3SF and this is also 3SF. And so that's going to be the answer. All right, so I think you need to give me a round of applause. Nobody was able to give me the answer to that problem. Okay, so now let us look at the last one for today before we wind down. Now let's look at this. Okay, we have find x if log x squared plus 4 equals to 2 plus log of x minus log 20. Okay, so that is what we have to do. We have to find x. So how are we going to do this? Now what comes to mind is law of logarithms. That is what comes to mind. Now the first thing now is to find a way of applying a law of logarithms that connects subtraction of two logarithms. Okay, so now this is log of x squared plus 4 equals to 2 plus log of x over 20. All right, so this has translated to this. Now, law of logarithm, whenever you have log m minus log n, the answer is log m over n. That is what I'm applying here. So now you can move this one to this side. So you have log of x squared plus 4 minus log of x over 20 equals to 2. Now, I'm still going to be applying this same law. This divided by this, just like what we have there. So now this returns to log of x squared plus 4 divided by x over 20 equals to 2. Now this is the same thing as log of x squared plus 4, okay, now times 20 over x, okay, equals to 2. All right, now let's bring this one here. So you have log of 20 x squared plus 4 over x equals to 2. That's what we have. So now this 2 is the same thing as log 100. 2 is the same thing as log 100. All right, so you can see now, since the two are equal, so whatever you have here will be the same thing as what we have here. So you can just say 20 x squared plus 4 over x is the same thing as 100. All right, so now 20 goes here 1, 20 goes here is 5. So you have x squared plus 4 equals to 5. This one is over x. So you can cross multiply now. Now this one is over 1. So 5 multiplies this. So you have x squared plus 4 equals to 5x. So you can move this one to this side. We have x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation that you have to solve. So how do we do that? So you just look for two numbers such that when you multiply together, you're going to have 4. That's your product. Product is 4 and sum is minus 5. All right, so so the two numbers such that when you add together you have minus 5, you multiply together you have plus 4. The numbers are what? Minus 4 and minus 1. All right, so now the way I'm going to split this minus 5x is going to be minus 1x minus 4x is the same thing as minus 5x. Okay, so let's do that. We have x squared minus x minus 4x plus 4 equals to 0. That's the same. You see, what we have here is the same thing as minus 5x. So here, what do? You look for the common factor. What's common to these two terms? We have x, open bracket, x minus 1. What of here? Minus 4 is common. You have x minus 1 equals to 0. Hope you know the sign here is going to be negative because you are factoring out minus out of plus. So we will left it minus. So from here, you can move further. Let's see what we have. The common factor here is x minus 1. So we are left with what? X minus 4 equals to 0. So x minus 1 equals to 0, or x minus 4 equals to 0, because you are multiplying two numbers and the result is 0. So you see that this is 0 or the second is 0. So therefore, x equals to 1 or x equals to 4. So this is going to be the values of x. Values of x are 1 and 4. 1 and 4. All right. So I want to believe you've learned one or two things. So don't forget, those of you that have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe so that you will always have a notification whenever I'm online. And also, don't forget to share this video with your friend. Give a thumb and let me have your thoughts about today's class. I want to believe we enjoyed today's class. So till tomorrow. So I'm saying bye-bye to everyone. So bye-bye.